What is up, guys? Rickakis here, and this is the best perk 1 or blue perk in Black Ops 2. Let's go over them. Firstly, we have Lightweight. It grants a movement bonus and also no fall damage. The movement bonus is 7%, so you're going to be moving 7% faster. So you're going to be able to flank better, get to objectives faster, get back from objective faster. You're just going to be able to move around a lot quicker. And this is an advantage in some scenarios, like with my shotguns, I'll run lightweight, always. But also, it's kind of a disadvantage. People who put on lightweight on everything are probably going to end up dying a little bit more. Because, like, think of all the times when you watched your teammate get blown up by a bouncing Betty, and then you came in after him and were able to kill the guy. It's stuff like that. You don't really necessarily want to be the first person into a room all the time. You actually may find that you get more kills by playing a little bit more cautiously. The no fall damage is a universal benefit. There's no drawbacks to that. I can't see a scenario where you'd want fall damage. And but it doesn't really come into its own very often. There's not many maps that involve a lot of verticality, and you're not really going to be jumping off of stuff that would kill you and then surviving. If you have some predetermined routes that you like to run, but they involve fall damage, then yeah, throw on lightweight. The next perk is going to be Hardline. Hardline makes it so that you get 120% score, so 20% more score. And this will makes it, you have to take the inverse, like watch Drifter's video if you want a little bit more in-depth just on this perk. But it makes everything about 16.7% cheaper in terms of kill streaks. Now, in the past, Hardline was just one less kill, and so it would be the most useful with the lowest kill streaks. If you think about it, you would only need 3 kills for a UAV, then you'd need 2. That's slashing off quite a bit of what you need. And for the very high kill streaks like the AC-130, you might need 15 kills, I forget what it would be, but instead you would need 14. This hardline actually grants more of a bonus for the higher kill streaks. If the higher kill streaks are 16% cheaper, that's a much more score than if the lower kill streaks are 16% cheaper. That's not really much score we're talking about here. And so hardline, again, it's only useful when you're getting kill streaks. If you think about it, if you have a kill streaks on, up to the point where you actually are rewarded the kill streak, Hardline doesn't do anything. It's just a useless perk sitting there. Now, once you start to get kill streaks, of course, Hardline comes in its own, and you'll be able to get kill streaks all the time. I actually wouldn't recommend this perk unless you are going for kill streak challenges, because straight up, it does not help you in any gunfight scenarios. It only helps you get kill streaks. And like, yeah, so unless you're running, if you're trying to get a challenge involving a kill streak, like you're trying to get the orbital VTOL or whatever, orbital VSAT or VTOL challenges, then run Hardline. If you're just trying to become a better player, avoid Hardline. Next, Blind Eye. Blind Eye is a write-off. It is useless in this game. Now, I know that may upset some of you, and maybe I shouldn't say useless, because it certainly does have a use. It makes you invisible to all AI-controlled kill streaks. What is an AI-controlled kill streak? The most common is definitely the Hunter Killer. If you put Blind Eye on, Hunter Killers will not target you. However, they'll probably target your teammates. And if you can think about it, you've probably gotten a lot of double, even triple kills with Hunter Killers. So if you put Blind Eye on, you best be staying away from your teammates if the other team is throwing Hunter Killers. Because if you're kind of bunched up with your team, the Hunter Killer is just going to go for someone and you may still end up dying. And other than a Hunter Killer, maybe the Stealth Chopper is your next biggest concern? There's not really. Dogs don't leave you alone with Blind Eye. That's a thing that's interesting to remember. So it's basically Hunter Killers, Stealth Choppers, sentry guns. There's actually not that many kill streaks that are not player controlled and that target you with damage, so you won't be seeing Blind Eye being used very often. You should definitely throw it on your launcher class just in case, along with Cold Blooded, but that's pretty much the only scenario I would use it. Next, we have Flak Jacket. Flak Jacket makes every explosive in the game do a third of its own original damage, except for yours. If you throw a C4 down and blow it up, you're still going to kill yourself, Flak Jacket or not. Now, when I say every explosion, I really mean every explosion. This includes anything that is kill streak related. So if a Hunter Killer that I was talking about earlier and with Blind Eye lands near you, you have a chance of not dying. And when I run Flak Jacket, I find that I don't die from hunter killers more than I would have expected. And it's almost better in Blind Eye in the sense that unless a hunter killer hits you directly, which it's very unlikely to, it usually overshoots you and it'll hit behind you, in which case you'll survive because of Flak Jacket. It also makes it so that if it targets your teammates and you're just nearby, you also have a chance of surviving. So it's really good against hunter killers. Now, obviously, the main thing about Flak Jacket is that no explosive from like enemy explosives, so grenades, like C4s, none of that will hurt you. I've had people, if you use Flak Jacket, you can't die from a single C4. I've had someone throw a C4, it hits me on the head. Well, it didn't hit me, but it was coming at me, blows up right in front of me. I'm fine. I'm able to kill him. Like, it is just such a savior, and especially when you're on objectives. How many times have you been naded off an objective? Like, every time. The first thing people do when they spawn is nade the objective if you're playing domination or demolition. So with Flak Jacket, like, if I don't have Flak Jacket, I don't even bother trying to plant the bomb or whatever. When I'm playing an objective game, I will use exclusively classes with Flak Jacket. And I laugh at the people who just get the shit blown out of them by me and my teammates when they decide to try to defuse the bomb without using Flak Jacket. Next we have Ghost. Ghost was definitely overpowered in a lot of games, and I see a lot of people using it when they really shouldn't. Firstly, if you're using Ghost, you best be using a silencer. If you're not using Ghost and silencer in tandem, there's really no point in using Ghost unless you're using shotguns. That is the one scenario where I would allow it, because it allows you to flank and then unleash your shotgun. So if you're not really using an assault rifle and SMG without silencer and Ghost, you're really not going to see much of a benefit. Also remember that this Ghost, whenever you're moving very slowly or stop, you will show up on the radar. So anytime you stop to reload, you are on the radar. So it is just really scaled back. Obviously it has its benefits, being able to flank so well and just get behind the enemy. But really it is a shell of its former self, and in all, it definitely has its place. I would recommend creating classes with Ghost, but it's really not the most useful perk in the game. In case you haven't been able to tell by my excited nature of describing one of the perks, my best perk of the game is Flak Jacket. Flak Jacket is just an awesome perk, and it is so underrated because you will instantly feel Flak Jacket working. A lot of the other perks, aside from Engineer, you won't really be able to notice too much in the game. But Flak Jacket is the exception. You will be soaking up grenades, watching your teammates explode and die beside you while you just truck on through. And don't even get me started on the objectives. The points that you will gain and the raise to your score per minute, because you will be completing so much more objectives because you won't be getting naded off, is just astounding. You will be able to complete so many more challenges, get so many more points, get those ladies. I mean, everything. Flak Jacket is just so underrated. Do not play objective games without it. Even in team deathmatch games, the amount of times you die from explosions will surprise you. It also helps against kill streaks, so if people are using hunter killers or hellstorms, you will be able to survive a lot of those which you wouldn't previously be able to, and it's just an all-around great perk. Now that being said, every other perk has its designated role, and I would recommend you have 10 classes, and if you bought the DLC, 100 classes, so I would recommend using each perk in different classes. But definitely try Flak Jacket, and if you're not a Flak Jacket user, throw it on. You will instantly see why it's one of my favorite perks. In fact, it is my favorite perk out of the entire game. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and as always, have a nice day.